Now I am alone in this live. This is a very random live. I'm currently in my room with Copper Bunny. But I just wanted to pop on here because this is literally the fourth time. You can see I'm gonna give Butter a snack in a second. He's very, very much eager for it. But this is the fourth week in a row, guys, that I have not been able to put out a vlog, which I am not happy about, but I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm gonna lay you guys here and hopefully people will join. Oh, hi, there's 4 people that joined. Hello, everyone. I can't see you guys in the chat yet. Oh, hi. Hello, everyone. Hi, Benevolence, and hi, Samantha. Buddy is here with me. Cup of snack? Here's a cup of snack. Finally, you guys get to see. Oh, that's my sister. So Hila Moran is my sister, and Levi says Lugi, which is what I call him. That's his nickname, and Doda Oriel, which is Aunt Oriel. But this is the 4th week, guys, all you 10 people that have joined, that I have not been able to vlog. Hi, Carolyn, and hi, Richard Lane. Hi, Samantha. I don't like this. I don't like the fact that I haven't been able to put out a vlog. I like vlogging. I like editing. I like interacting with you guys. And doing this live the last time was so nice for me because I actually got to interact with you guys. Hi, Stargazer. And seen, heard, and loved. Hi, and hi, Lin Lin from Germany. I think this might just be my like new favorite thing that I'm doing. Because, you know, I get to talk to you guys like within like comments and things, but it's not like getting to see you guys live. You guys can watch Bunny run for a snack, cup of snack. Go. And now you guys get to see Butter. So his name is Buttercup, but as you guys know, I give him every single nickname under the earth. It's like Bunny, Butter, Cupper Bunny, Cappuccino, all this stuff. Cupper snack. He's very happy about it. Hi, Doreen, and hi, Mary. There's another person here, I think, from an Asian country. I don't know exactly which one, but hi. Hi, Lexi. Hi, Biraj. Hi to Wales. All of you, Yanis, Rain God. Yeah, you can see the kitty. So this is Buttercup. Cuppy. Should I give him another snack? I'll give him another snack. So this is my room, as you guys know, if you've seen the room tour. I'm going to get another snack for Bunny, because he loves them. But the reason that I didn't put out a vlog today, I was like planning a whole video. Oh, we have 43 people here already. Hi, everyone. I was planning a vlog. And then cup of snack. Go. So I have sad news today. I was planning to put out a vlog, and I come down to the kitchen in the morning. It's like 8 a.m. something, and I can hear my mom talking with my aunt, and my grandfather had passed away. So the only remaining grandfather that I have from my grandparents. So my mom's dad passed away. Cup of snack. And so that's very, yeah, thank you, Stargazer. You're saying sorry to hear that. Yeah, he was 87. He would have been 88 in a while from now. But he was suffering towards the end. You know, his whole life he was pretty much in good health. He was super, super athletic. Like, he would run marathons and like triathlons, and his whole room, he had like so many trophies and so many medallions. It's just absolutely insane. Look, so he was a person that was in really good health. Cup of snack. And so, you know, he was suffering towards the end. Yeah, thanks, Mary, for saying blessings to your mom. Sherry says, how has this past year must have been for him? You guys have a lot of questions. I love that you guys have a lot of these questions. Oh, I'll talk a bit about my grandfather, then I'll sort of answer your questions. If you guys can keep sending them, I will eventually look down at the chat. But I think, you know, I love and respect my grandfather. Um, the sad thing about it is that we didn't actually have a very close relationship, and not because I didn't try, and not because he wasn't a good man. He was a good man, he was a decent man. But I think his upbringing, growing up in war, um, and the fact that his parents had him at a late age. So I think he had a brother that died, and then his parents had him after a while. And so, you know, they grew up in war. It was very simple times, and I think he just didn't ever really have the ability to like connect emotionally. And so, even though I tried, you know, he was a person that would just tell a lot of like jokes. You know, that was sort of his way of communicating, which is fine. I was happy for any interaction, but there wasn't a lot of like connection in that sense. So yeah, that's sort of where we leave it at. But maybe I'll put in the community group. I'll put just sort of like videos, or not videos, photos of like the cemetery and his grave. And so we already buried him. So how it works in Jewish tradition is actually you bury your dead actually very quick, like the same day or the day after. And so he, you know, passed away, I think probably in the middle of the night. His caretaker and his wife, who is not my grandmother, but his wife, you know, found him in the morning. And then by 3 o'clock, we were already at the cemetery, and within half an hour, he was buried. That's how it is in Jewish tradition. And so I think probably you guys can share below the different, thank you, Randy Noble, for saying sorry for your loss. I appreciate that. Cherry 94 asks, was your grandfather a believer in Yeshua? I pray he was. As far as I know, he was not, which is honestly like probably the only reason why I did cry today, because you know, here's the thing, you never know, right? I always prayed that he would become a believer, and that I know that God is very merciful, and so within the sobriety of moments that God can give a person, I'm hoping that he chose right. I'm hoping that he chose forgiveness, and I'm hoping that he chose God. He was aware of Yeshua. He was aware of Jesus. You know, I don't know. I know that God really does fight for every single person to come to faith, to come to salvation, and I hope that that is something that he chose in the end. Also, hi to all 62 people. I'm just updating about my day and why I didn't put out a vlog for a while, for 4 weeks now. I was going to put out a vlog today, but my grandfather passed away, but I didn't want to go on without, you know, at least connecting with you guys again. This is the second live I'm doing, and I'm really happy to connect with everyone. Hi, Renee R. Cooley saying hi. And also, I can see that there's people here that they're definitely against me, hate me. That's okay. I don't hate you. I love you. I bless you. I'm a Messianic Jew. I'm a Jew who believes in Yeshua, in Jesus, and you are welcomed here. I welcome you. I bless you. I bless you and your family, that you're in good health, that you'll fulfill all of the things that are in your destiny to fulfill. So yeah, also you, Tony Stark, saying, get out of the Holy Land. I bless you. I don't hate you. And I hope that we can have a proper conversation one day and not accusations. But I'll just say that, you know, today was sort of a complex day in that sense that, you know, you lose a grandfather and suddenly you don't have any living grandparents anymore, which is very, you know, natural at my age, at the age of 33. But yeah, like within the span of, you know, less than a week, we had my sister's wedding, and then my grandfather's passing. So a wedding, a funeral, and my eldest sister, Hila, is supposed to give birth any second now. So we're literally going from, you know, from joy to loss to gain. but that's, you know, that's life. That's sort of how it is. And I'm really grateful to live this life. I'm really grateful for, you know, the people in my life. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for the ability to process pain. Because, you know, life is painful, and living situations are painful. I'm sure a lot of you guys, 70 of you that are now on the live, you know how it is to lose someone and how difficult that actually can be. So yeah, I just wanted to share that that's sort of what we went through today. And I just got home just a bit ago and wanted to connect with you guys. So I'm going to look at the chat now. Evika, I hope I'm saying your name right. You said, I never knew mine from both sides. I'm sorry, that's a shame. Grandparents are a real blessing. I grew up around one of like my mother's mother, which was really nice. We lived with her for a while. She lived a few houses from us, so that was actually really nice. And then, let's see. Someone here says, hi, Oriel. My mom has been in Israel for 14 years, served and got all the miracles happen in Jerusalem when she was serving. That's really cool. Yeah, Jerusalem is a very unique place in that sense. There's a lot of different religions in Jerusalem. There's a lot of archaeology, a lot of history, from all different, you know, types of rulers that have been in Jerusalem. So that's, you know, really cool. Someone says, what's something new you've learned recently that excited you? That's a good question. I feel like within my work, so my work is sort of, hi all 109 of you, I'm answering questions, so feel free to ask questions. I found that within my job, I have abilities that I didn't know that I have. You know, sometimes you're sort of like pushed into a certain place in which you didn't know that you could do something. And so one of the things that I've learned that I can do as of recent is interview. So I did, you know, a few, like an interview, a sit-down interview with like cameras and everything. And I was very like not confident in it. Was really trying my best, but wasn't really pleased with how I felt with myself. And since then I did sort of street interviews and things like that, which I find a bit more natural. But I did another interview, which will come out soon, on All Israel News. If you guys haven't subscribed to All Israel News, feel free to go to their YouTube and subscribe and go to their channel. It's called allisrael.com, so you can get actual unbiased news from Israel. And I found that, you know, within this job, I had the opportunity to offer, you know, as a field reporter, different things that we would find interesting. And so I interviewed someone recently, and even though I was coming to the table sort of nervous, I was able to interview and felt like, you know, I hope that I did a good job, and I hope that they like, you know, what I've done. But, you know, you never know, and so you just do the best that you can and hope that that's enough. But that was something that I did that excited me, that I'm like, I actually really like this. I like this, and I like telling people stories. I think that that's something that I find that I like. Let's see, someone says, pray for Israel every day. As believers, we are called to love not only Israel, but all. That's very true. I'm a Messianic believer. There's probably a lot of people here that are, you know, not of the same faith, and that's, you know, really okay. There's probably some of you guys that are Muslim here. You're welcome here, by the way. I don't hate you. I'm willing to have a conversation. But yeah, I think that God really does command us to love everyone, to love our enemies, to love the people that are hard to love ourselves, to love our neighbors as ourselves. I think that's something that isn't easy to do, you know. I think it's hard enough even loving your own people or your own family or your own friends sometimes, or people that are difficult to love, let alone love your enemy. But I think that, you know, that's what, you know, a faith that is peaceful does. And I think that God, who is the God of peace, he commands us to love each other. And I love the God that I serve. You know, he is a God of love, and he's a God of peace, and he gives me a lot of peace of mind. And so that's really nice. Mary says, I still look forward to your first book someday. You know what, Mary? Me too. I'm also looking forward to finishing my short book. I keep saying for the longest time, like, I have this short book that I'm trying to, finish, and I hope that one day I can. Someone says, do you have a favorite childhood memory that you cherish? That is a good question. Yeah, you know what? I have this random one of my dad. We were in the States in a car on like a highway, and I don't know if we sort of came to like this stopping point or something, but my dad saw this homeless man on the side of the road, and he stopped and he gave him money. I think he had like $5 at least, or so he had something he gave to him. And the guy was so appreciative, and he's like, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And we had to continue to drive. And then he actually circled back around to find him again and give him more money. And my dad, he has already passed away 2.5 years ago, but my dad was such an amazing person. He was so generous and so kind and so loving and so intuitive, like, and very, he was always searching who he can help. And I always find that very inspiring that people are like that. That's one. But I find it something that I want to take forward into my life, to not just go the extra mile, but even go beyond that, and to serve people well. And perhaps he even did that as an example, for me, to show what true kindness actually looks like. And I hope that if I'm even a little tiny bit kind like my dad, then I think that I've achieved something, because my dad was very, very kind. But that's a good memory. So, sister, I'm speaking from India. Which country are you speaking from? I'm from Israel, and I have a lot of Indians on this channel, which I'm very grateful for. You guys probably don't know this about me, but I used to work with Indians at a prayer tower in city center Jerusalem called the Israel Prayer Tower, with Dr. What was his name? I'm blanking on the name. Gosh, I forgot his name, but he's a very, very famous Indian that opened this prayer house, basically. It's from Karunya University, I think. So yeah, I used to work with Indians, and when they would come and visit from abroad and bring Indian groups, then we would go to this Indian restaurant, and they would teach me how to like eat with your hand like Indians do, which is not in our culture, but I'm really cool. Like, I like being exposed to different cultures, and I like the fact that there are differences between people. So I did that for about a year and something. So sending a really big heart to all the Indians on this channel, and from Pakistan also. A lot of people from Pakistan, you are always welcome here. Let's see. It says, do you like Taylor Swift? I listen to Taylor Swift a bit. I don't know if I would consider myself a Swiftie, but there are definitely songs that I'm like, I enjoy vibing with that song. Someone says, your English sounds like American. I am half American. I am Jewish Israeli and American. My dad was American, and my mom is a Jewish Israeli. Have I been in Europe? Jag Bogdan asks, yes, I have been. Probably I have like a list of all these places that I've been. I've been to Germany, France, lived in England for a while, Norway, Belgium. Where else have I been? Sort of blanking on some of the places that I've been. Hungary. Yeah. I really, really, really want to see Italy. Shout out to anyone here from Italy. I want to go to Italy so much, partially because of the food, but also because it's just such a beautiful place. Hi, Severin Musset from Los Angeles. I haven't been to Croatia. I have been to America because I am American. I was born in Ohio and grew up in Texas. And then in my adult life, I lived in Texas again for over a year. Do you like the Titanic or Britannic? I don't know if I'm understanding your question correctly. I have seen Titanic. It's an amazing. I've actually seen it again recently. I lived in England for a while. So when I was, this was like 10 years ago, when I was 22, I went to a ministry called Oriel Ministries in Surrey, and I was there for half a year. And then I lived in Essex in Billericay for about a few months. And so England was very much like a second home to me, very much part of my heart. I really loved England. Let's see. Maybe All Israel News can send you on an assignment to Italy. That would be very nice. I'll offer that. I'll just be like, somehow we can connect it to Israel. Let's see. Someone says, oh, Anna, I have a suggestion for you. Do you know of the Jewish-Israeli insightful nomad, former news correspondent at I-24 News, now a travel vlogger? Would you like to collab with him about something biblical? That could be really nice. I know someone from I-24 News. Oops, I think I sort of paused the chat here for some odd reason. Her name is India International, or India Naftali. She's married to Hanania Naftali. I don't know her very well. I think we spoke a few times, but that's sort of my only connection to I-24 News. She's very sweet. She has a YouTube channel called India International, and you can also follow her on I-24 News because she does things there. But yeah, I'm really open to collabs. I've had one collab with someone called Mega Israel. Her name is actually Susan, and she's Asian that is in Israel because her husband is volunteering here, and she shows a lot of what's going on here. She's really amazing. So if there's any people that are interested in that, go to Mega Israel. She's really great. Someone here says, vote Trump. This is the time to vote if you are able to. This is the time to vote. Let's see. There's a lot of questions here relating the war. You know, guys, I love, you know, all your questions, and I think it's really sad though that people assume what you are thinking. That's one thing. If you're actually like in truth asking me what I think about certain things, I'll ask you truthfully, but I'm not going to waste my time with just people that are here to accuse. Like, if you want to have a debate, if you want to exchange information, points of views, I'm absolutely willing. But the fact that you don't know what I think yet and you've already accused, I think that that's not okay. You're not okay for that. So if you actually want, like, truthfully to have a conversation, I'm really willing. But don't just accuse. Like, you don't know me. You don't know me. You haven't asked truthfully. And I don't think that for accusations there's much place for an actual conversation. And I'm not interested in anything else. So if you want to ask truthfully, I will answer you truthfully. How old am I? I'm 33. And Renee says that people are here for provocations and not real conversation. That's probably true. I bless them. I don't have any problem with them being here. And actually, some people have asked me in the past if I delete comments. I think it's only in a rare occasion that I will delete a comment because I am for free speech. I don't mind people having differing opinions than me. I think that YouTube actually has like their trigger words, that sometimes they'll see a trigger word for them and it will erase itself, but I usually don't erase, you know, anything. Like I don't have a problem. Let's see. Are you single? Asking for my mother who wants me to marry a Jewish girl. That is very sweet of you. Probably because I don't know you, that probably won't work out, but I hope that you find a Jewish girl. Yeah, I am single. I haven't found the right person for me yet. Not for lack of trying, but I probably talked about this in my channel so many times. For those of you just joining, all 132 of you, hi, I am Oriel. Welcome to this channel. And I haven't put out a vlog for 4 weeks, and I didn't want the time to go by that I didn't connect with all you lovely people. So here I am, and we're just asking questions, and I'm just answering. So feel free to join the chat below. I've talked about this a lot on my channel, you know, about singleness as a Messianic Jew, meaning as a Jew that believes in Jesus and Yeshua. There are not a lot of options for me here. We're only 20,000, and if you take away all the women from that amount, and then all the men who are already married, and then eligible, you know, age-wise and even compatible and, you know, all the things, it doesn't leave you with a lot at all. And so you do have Christians also that come here and volunteer, but also that is limited. It's not like you have all the options in the world. And I just haven't found the right person for me. And as you grow older in age, the options go down, and it makes it very difficult to find someone. So if you are a praying person, then please pray that I will find someone, because I do want to get married and I want to have a family of my own. And especially for probably the women here, they know how it is to feel that the time running against you, and you wanting something, and it not happening in the time that you would have wished it to. So I try to sort of enrich my life. I don't know if that's the right word, but to make my life rich with people and with friends and good experience, and a good working career. Times have changed in the world, and women do go to work and do progress in their own fields and the things that they want to. And I am happy for the opportunity to be in a world in which I can work and use all my giftings. And so, as of now, I'm just investing in the things that I can in my own life to make sure that my life is rich. And it'll be rich whether I have a husband or not. But that's just sort of my approach to singleness right now. Paul Frost says, the Lord will provide. Thank you, Paul. I'm praying that the Lord provides, because being 33 and a half technically now, it's not easy. It's not easy. I think some people have more of a proclivity to want intimacy in their life, and some people less. I'm definitely a person that needs that. I need the connection, the heart connection. And so, yeah, I'm hoping that comes eventually. Where are you right now? I'm in Israel, at my home. Do I believe in Lord Jesus? Yes, I do. I'm a Messianic Jew. Renee says, you'll meet a nice Italian man. That will be nice. I'll accept. And if he knows how to cook, that will be a bonus. I accept that, Renee. That'll be nice. Anders, hi Anders, says it will come. Anders, I always see your comments, and I'm so happy that you comment. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate you. Ryan Truffett says, hello back. Ma'am, you know about Indian culture? A bit. I know a bit about Indian culture, not a lot. I said before I used to work with Indians. The cultures, that was a sort of hard thing to mix, because it was sort of, Indian and sort of American Israeli, and it actually didn't blend so well, but our connecting factor was Jesus. So we tried our best to communicate and get along. Beretta Scott says hi, and Omo says hi. Hi to both of you. Is Jerusalem expensive to live in as a city? Most major cities, this is Sigma asking this, end up being too expensive for normal people to live in. That is very much the case within Jerusalem. Yes, Jerusalem very much is expensive, and the rent is expensive. And honestly, it's like when you live in the States, you get a lot of bang for your buck. Like, you might spend, in more places, in some places more than the other, but you get good quality for what you're getting. In Israel, it's difficult. The prices keep rising, and inflation rises the prices also, and your paycheck doesn't necessarily go up. And so people are struggling. But in Israeli culture, people are still very generous. And so that's actually a really nice thing, because people try to look out for each other. And I think I appreciate that culture, that even if you don't have a lot, you still have enough to give. So I like that about Israeli culture. Also, Arab culture is all very, very, very generous. Like, I have Arab friends, and like, they will give you the shirt off their back in an instant. Like, you don't even have to tell them. They will open their whole kitchen to you and feed you, and they're very loyal. If something happens to you, they'll be there in a second. And they're very like, Arab culture. If you guys have ever like had Arab friends, or in general like been to an Arab country, they're very, very, very generous. And so that's something I really appreciate about Arab culture as well. Someone says here, a lot of free Palestine. Some of the comments here are absolutely ridiculous, so rude. That's okay. I'm very much used to it. I don't mind them being here. I bless them. You're welcomed here. You're always welcome here. You're welcome to come back also. Do I have access to Bitcoin? No, I don't understand anything about Bitcoin. I am now in a stage in life where I'm literally just trying to get out of debt. So just a bit of background about me. I became a freelancer 2.5 years ago, and it started as just a writer. And I really took a risk because I only had this one client that was like, can you write articles for us? And so actually that's not how it started. I was working for a marketing firm for which I already was writing blogs for. And then when I stopped working for them, they still wanted me to write blogs. And so I had to open a business because I had to give them receipts, like an actual legit business. And then I had another client, and then I had, different clients. And because I have a background in media, they would also ask me for different things. So like to create video content. And from there sort of shifted into sort of my face being a bit more in front of the camera. And so as of now, what I'm doing is sort of, it's a bit dynamic. So I am a writer. So I'll write articles for people. I'll translate articles, English to Hebrew or the opposite. I can't say I'm the best translator, but it's okay if you send it to editing. I create video content, and I am a producer, an editor, and I'm also sort of the face or the host of whatever that is. As of recent, the last sort of 3-ish months, I've become also a correspondent, journalist, something along those lines. And the journey to actually making money and being able to sustain myself has been a long journey. 2.5 years and being very stressed with money. And, having the promise of like, yes, you're taking on this new client and they're promising XYZ, amount of videos, and you're going to make money and it's going to be fine. And so you take the risk, but it doesn't always transpire the way you think it's going to. So I went into debt, but I was very much unwilling to let go of this dream of mine to become an independent person in the field that I wanted to. So I took the risk. Eventually I did have to move home, combination of the war, combination of not making enough money, living in the city. The city is expensive. And so now that I know that my job is stable and I know that I'm getting a good, like decent amount of money for an individual person, now my money goes to paying off that debt. So it's been a journey, but I think that everyone sort of has to sort of count the cost for them, like, are you actually willing to go all the way for your business or for your dreams or for what you believe? I wouldn't recommend people do it the way that I did. I think that I could only do this because I'm unmarried and don't have a family, and if I fall, it's on me. If I fail, it's on me. If I don't make money, it's on me. No one else technically has to suffer from it, apart from my lovely mother, which I've just moved back into my parents' home. But she loves me, so it's fine. But yeah, that was very much a challenge for me. And so going back to the original question, I do not have Bitcoin. I don't understand anything in Bitcoin. Probably once I cover my debt, I will start trying to invest, just like in investments, in stocks, which is also something I have absolutely no idea about, but my sister does. So I will trust her judgment that somehow that's putting, money away for a rainy day. Someone keeps sending this like hello with a pink palm. I'm hoping that's hello, so I'm saying hello back. Do I have an Instagram account? I do have an Instagram account. It's the same. My handle is the same name as my YouTube channel. So Oriel in Israel. I'm not really good with posting like actual posts, but I try to show up in stories. I try. I'm not very good at it. One thing to know about me is that I actually, before I opened this YouTube channel, I erased my social media because I just didn't want to do it anymore, for a whole bunch of different reasons. And I only opened an Instagram back up 2.5 years ago because of this YouTube channel. because I wanted a way to try and keep in contact with everyone. I can't always answer all the messages, but I try to see them at least and sort of like them. So don't think that I'm just ignoring you. I'm very happy that you're here, and I'm very much appreciative of all my subscribers, because you make this channel what it is. I keep telling people, like, when they ask about my YouTube, I'm like, I love my people on YouTube. Like, I love them. I love my subscribers because you guys are just so amazing. You're very supportive. You're very supportive of each other and of me, and you're very kind people. And that's something that I really appreciate within this channel, is that you are all very, very kind people. And it's the same people that I get to see every time, like, oh, this person is back and hi again. And I really like it. Saeed Ali Hamish is saying you get a lot of hate. Yeah, that's true. I get a lot of hate, but I don't feel a lot of hate. I don't mind people hating me. I think something that I've learned about Yeshua, about Jesus, is just how much he loved his enemies. And I think that that's such a more peaceful way to live than hating. I really do. It's much more difficult to love, I think, than it is to hate. But I know that as a person that used to have hate in my heart, it is so not worth it. It is exhausting to live with hate. Like, absolutely exhausting to live when you hate someone. And so for anyone here that's commenting and you hate me, I recommend you don't. It's not even a personal thing. Like, I don't mind that you hate me. Like, that's fine. I love you. I bless you. I bless your family. I hope that you're in good health. I hope that you're doing well in your life. But I want to challenge you on your hate, because you're probably exhausted in not just that part of your life. You're probably exhausted in way more many things than what you're showing. And I think that the only way to not be exhausted is when you have peace in your heart, when you don't, when you're not angry. And that doesn't mean that we don't have disagreements and that we're not allowed to be angry. I think that anger is a human emotion, and that's fine. And I think a lot of the hate that people feel, especially towards Israel, is so misdirected. As a person that lived abroad and seeing the news and how they depict Israel and what's actually happening in Israel, I was shocked. I'm like, none of this is happening. Like, I could get into it. Maybe I'll do a video about it once at some point. But there's just so many lies and so much misinformation, and people don't actually know history, and they just believe propaganda, and they don't even try to actually research all the different sides. Just make sure, absolutely sure, that they're not being lied to. And I think that that's a travesty. I think that's a travesty for people. I can see people who saying free Palestine, and I wish that Palestinians would be free, but it's not because of Israel. I mean, it's absolute BS to say that Israel is the one that has caused their downfall, because they could have been in peace at Israel years and years and years ago, and there were peace offers on the table all the time, and they rejected every single one of them. There's absolutely no reason why we shouldn't live in peace. I have Arab friends, and we work together, and we live together, and eat together, and go to the beach together, and dine together, and my lawyer is an Arab from up north, that he's suffering from rockets, and like, I think that people have absolutely no idea what's happening here, especially because if you haven't been here, you literally don't know. And you can probably also take that into your personal life. When someone is absolutely convinced that they know something about you, they think that it's true, and you know that it's absolutely not true, and you can't convince them otherwise, because they have a stronghold in their heart, in their mind, telling them that this is the truth about you, and you will forever be a villain in that person's mind. And I don't fight it anymore. Like, I know that I can't fight, the war for Israel's reputation, because I think that most people don't actually want to know the truth. They don't want to listen. And that doesn't mean that I don't feel heartache for the Palestinian people and for Gazan suffering. Like, that's also something that people like accuse you of, like, don't you care for them? And like, are you asking if I care, or are you accusing me for not caring? Because if you actually had a conversation with me, you'd see that I probably care for them more than Hamas cares about them. Well, for sure. But, that's my 2 cents on that. I just wish that people, it's sad because most of the people that comment this way, they're adults, and you would think that adults would have the skill set to actually have a conversation with you, but most actually don't, which is a real shame. But yeah, that's just sort of where we're at with that. Benevolence says, only love is the answer. Love is the only thing that will stay at the end. Love is the command of Jesus. John 14:21 says, whoever has my command and keeps them is the one who loves me. I think that that's an example for all of us, and I wish that people had that mindset as well, even if they're not from the same faith. You don't have to be from the same faith to love. I love the fact that people are, looking for a conversation, even if they disagree with me. Like, I think that part of being an adult is having a debate with someone else that isn't just accusatory, but actually has a mind that's open and ears that are willing to listen. And so I think that that's important. I'm thankful for everyone who's willing to do that. Tara says, I stand with those who stand for love and peace, and most Christians do. I'm not Christian or Jewish, but they're the only ones who seem to be standing for peace and love these days. See, that's the example I'm saying. Like, thank you so much, Tara, because, all people are welcome on my channel. Like, I have people that are, Hindu and Muslim and Jewish and Messianic Jews and Christians and probably New Age, and you're all welcome. Like, this is the beautiful world that we live in, that we can actually be on one channel and have conversations, and I can share about my faith and you can share about yours. And I think that that's the way that, ideally the world should be. Yeah, I think that that's a really beautiful thing to have. Let's see. Someone is asking, how are you? Well, today, for some of you guys that don't know, today's sort of a weird, sort of difficult day because my grandfather passed away. So it's, it's been a day. I wasn't very close to my grandfather, but I honored and loved him and respected him. So yeah, so it is a bit of a weird day. Let's see. Thank you, Anders, for being sorry for my loss. I like that comment. Thank you so much. There's a lot of people saying hi, and I love you. I love you guys too. Where was Israel as a country 100 years ago? That's a really good question. So actually, people, if you don't actually know history, then you would think that Israel just started to exist 76 years ago. But that's not true. That's not true. Jews have, and Israel has existed literally more than 3,000 years ago. I think it's already 3,500 years ago by now. And if you come to Israel, you will find literally evidence of all of our archaeology, anything from, our temple to our coins, like money, all the different places that you can read about in the Bible. So people like to say, the Bible isn't a source, it's a, a thing of religion. It's like, yeah, it is, but it's also history. Like, you can literally find, King David and the remnants of his palace in Jerusalem. You can find all of the different places in which they speak about literally where I live, and you can go and visit them, and you can see all of the remnants of those things, proving that Israel was existent long before Islam even, popped its head up. So Israel has existed for a very, very long time, and there's always been a remnant in Israel, even though we had at least 2 exiles. There's always been a remnant of Jews living in Israel. Throughout time, there were different colonizers that came and conquered and ruled in Israel. The Ottomans, the British, just so many, the Romans. So the history of Israel is very, very, long in the land. I could go into it much, much more, but Israel didn't just exist, 100 years ago. Israel has existed for thousands of years. And actually, Israel is a success story of a successful decolonization of what used to be our land. And then 2,000 years ago, most Jews were exiled, scattered amongst the nations. So people think, they keep saying things like, go back to Europe. It's like, sweethearts, Jews have been exiled from Israel. There was always a remnant there, and then they were exiled to literally everywhere. So you have Moroccan Jews, you have Persian Jews, meaning from Iran, you have Iraqi Jews, you have Yemenite Jews, you have Syrian Jews, you have Lebanese Jews, you have European Jews. I happen to be European, but actually I am a minority in my own country and also in my city. So actually most of the Jews that I grew up around were actually Mizrahi. So Mizrahi means basically from like Morocco and Yemen and all those different Middle Eastern places, and they are dark skinned with dark eyes and dark hair, and they have all of the foods of their Middle Eastern places. And I think the beautiful thing about Israel is the fact that Jews are not just what you would call like pure Jews, but we were scattered amongst the nations, and so Jews mingled with Gentiles, and so Jews are a mix of things. And so for people not knowing the history of the Jewish people, they keep comparing us to these white colonizers. It's like, guys, that's not the history. Like, it's not even remotely correct. And actually all the Jews from Yemen, Morocco, Iraq, Iran, they were all persecuted very, very, very severely. And now there's barely any Jews in those countries at all. And you can actually look at the list of that and see that that's actually true. And I think that that's a shame. I think that that's a real shame. Let's see. Yeah, there's also Indian Jews. That's very true. There's Ethiopian Jews. Yeah, South African Jews. People like to think that Jews are, look like me, but actually most Jews do not look like me. We're very much a mix. And I was a minority within like my school. Like almost everyone had dark hair, dark skin, dark eyes. And I was the only one that looked like I came from America. So people are very, I can't blame them for being, uneducated. They believe what they are told. And often people don't do enough research to know that what they're saying or what they believe in is not true. So I think that it will, it'll take some time for people to actually do research and to see that what they believe is history isn't actually history. Let's see. Someone says my makeup is horrible. That's okay. I'm not a makeup artist. I probably don't know how to do my makeup, and I know that was meant to be an insult, but I'm not insulted. But I hope that you have a really good day. Valerie says, Oriel, you're so gorgeous inside and out. I will take that compliment versus that your makeup looks bad compliment, sort of insult. Thank you so much. That's very nice. When is my birthday? My birthday is March 27th. I was actually born on my mother's birthday. So she was 27 and I was born on her 27th birthday. Hello from New Zealand. Tim Pope says, hello from New Zealand. Wishing you all the very best. Hi, Tim. I'm really happy that you're here. Thank you so much. Let's see. Would you marry a Muslim? I'm not against Muslims. I know Muslims. There's actually these Muslim brothers that I buy from. Well, I don't live in the city anymore, but I would go to the Machane Yehuda market, shuk, we call it in Hebrew, and I would always go to their stall because they're so nice, and we'd always have conversations. So I'm not against Muslims. We literally work together, live together, eat together, all the stuff. But I don't know if our religions would mix so well. I think that that's something that's probably, yeah. I don't know. Also, probably ideology. I don't know what their ideology is, so I'm not entirely sure about it. But I would probably marry someone of a similar background to me, faith-wise. So like a Christian of some sort or a Messianic Jew. So that's probably sort of where I'm at with that. Hi, Chuck, from Layman from the United States. I'm grateful for you being here. Would you consider dating a secular Jew who would like to I'm assuming that's to convert to Messianic Judaism. Um, I probably wouldn't start dating someone that's not already within my own faith. For me, I'm sort of looking for someone who's sort of mature already and where they are at in their life with God. If someone was already a believer in God and they were sort of new on that path, I'd probably give it like some time. For me, I'm looking for someone who has the same type of love that God gives me. That I think is important. You know, a love that is loving of people, that is holy, that is searching to be pure-hearted. I think that that's really important. Yeah, Kurdish Jews. Someone say there's also Kurdish Jews. Um, you say I like how you said people don't do their research and speak on things they don't know, and then you say you don't know anything about Islam. It's not that I don't know anything about Islam in the sense of like I'm not completely ignorant. Like I have, you know, I've had Muslim friends and I've been around Muslims, but as far as like faith wise, I am not out of that faith. So it would be the equivalent of me not knowing how a religious Jew completely lives. Um, you know, I know things about their prayers and about their traditions and about their culture, but I'm not inside Islam so much that I know all of it. Absolutely not. Like I'm not an expert in it. I'm always willing to learn. I think it was about 3 weeks ago that I was reading the Quran to understand more. And I always look at, you know, videos that pop up, whether that's on YouTube or Instagram. When I'm with my Muslim vendors, they tell their stories about how they go to their prayers and their experiences. And so I'm very much willing and open to learn. But of course, I'm not an expert at anything, and I'm very curious about different religions. I don't always remember everything that I learn, but I'm very much willing. So yeah, I think it's important to try and to not be ignorant and to try and be curious. But I'm definitely not I'm not an expert at anything. Hi from Namibia. Hi. So happy that you're here. I love the fact that all 145 of you are here. I think I'm going to end the live because we're almost nearing an hour. And it's been sort of an exhausting day. But I'm really grateful for all of you. I'm grateful that you're here. I'm grateful that we get to have this conversation. And again, I'm so sorry that I haven't uploaded a vlog for like 4 weeks. Life is very busy and editing takes a long time, and my computer is not the best right now. It's sort of slow and it takes a lot of time. So my vlogs are just a bit less complex than what they can be. But I'm really grateful for you guys, and I'm also grateful for all of you guys that hate me. Again, I've probably said this a million times. I don't hate you. I bless you, and I hope that for all the insults, you know, for every single insult here or attempt at an insult, I bless you 1,000 times over. Really, I do. I mean that genuinely. I think that the God of the Bible, the Old Testament, the New Testament, loves you, and that He wants to be in covenant with you, and He wants to renew your heart, and He wants to heal your heart and your land and your family, and to give you peace in your heart. So I bless you 1,000,000,000 times over with that blessing, and I hope that the next time we talk, we can have a peaceful talk.